This is Henry Soriano, Isabella Perez, Bert Kellum, Anthony Kellum, and Anne-Marie Eichenroth. This is my note card. Hi, my name is Tristan Eichenroth, and today I'm doing a speech on why I think as a community we should avoid buying full electric vehicles. Does anybody in this room know what a full electric vehicle is?
Yes.
Okay, so you have your manufacturers like Tesla, you have Rivian, you have all these full EVs, and some of y'all might think that that's actually the best solution to paying for gas. Now, let me ask y'all, how much are y'all paying for gas right now?
Too much.
$65 for a full tank.
$65 for a full tank, and what type of gas is that?
That's regular and unleaded.
Regular 87 octane. How about you?
The most I paid to fill up my tank with current prices, I pay 40.
40. That's a lot of money.
Ask me.
How much are you paying for gas?
Well, when I first got my hybrid, I was paying $18 to fill up my tank, and I would get 550 miles for the full tank.
So many people think that the best solution to this is going full EVs, again, like using our manufacturers like Tesla. But what a lot of people don't know is that they come with a lot of real world hurdles for the person buying the car. These real world hurdles include the batteries degrading rapidly over time, them also degrading because of temperature. So for example, if you live in a hotter climate like Texas or California or any of these hotter places, you're gonna notice rapid battery degrading. Not only is that a key point into the next factor, which is financial risk. So you're looking at average of 10 to 20,000 for a battery replacement for your Tesla or any full electric vehicle. Now, how much is a battery replacement for a regular vehicle?
I think the most you will probably end up paying is probably what, $200?
$200. So now there are simple solutions to these fixes, such as purchasing a hybrid vehicle. Hybrid vehicles are electric vehicles, so they have parts of the electric EV. So it's going to be using regenerative braking, which causes your battery to charge when using the brakes. And if you're at a lower mile per hour, you'll be using full EV. But while you're cruising on the highway or going above 15 to 20 miles an hour, your car will be charging, but while you're braking. Hybrids offer a practical bridge. They give you fuel savings while still allowing you to pay for gas. But so you said you drive a hybrid, correct?
Yes.
How much do you pay for gas?
When I first purchased my hybrid, for a full tank, I was paying 25.
And how much would that get you for a full tank? How many miles were you getting?
City miles, I was getting probably about 490. But if we're talking about highway miles driving, probably maybe 400.
Maybe 400. And see, that's a lot more than a normal car. Another key factor into not purchasing a full EV is the fact that they are quote unquote maintenance free. A lot of manufacturers will claim that because you're purchasing a full EV that you have to avoid maintenance, such as oil changes, alignments, different stuff like that. That is all completely untrue. Most electric systems still use oils for different reasons, but at the same time too, these electric vehicles, again, the maintenance because of their full electric, it costs a lot more, causing the customers to not be able to keep up with the amount that it costs to replace these parts. Another key factor into reasoning why we should not be buying full electric vehicles is what it does to the environment. Do y'all know by chance what happens when they're mining for this stuff that they need for these batteries?
No.
So what they're doing is they're going in and they're pulling out minerals and different elements that they need to create these batteries. But over time, it costs more and more and more. Not only are they mining for these things that they need, but they're also using heavy machinery. So how much oil do you think that it costs to operate these heavy machinery? A lot. And so over time, the real key factor is that these cars are not beneficial to the environment whatsoever. Now,
Question for you. If they have to do these mining for those batteries, isn't the mining are the mining things using gas power anyway?
they're using full diesel and gas powered engines. So over time, you're gonna start to notice that to produce the batteries that are needed for these full electric vehicles, it's not beneficial whatsoever because you're using oil, you're using fossil fuels, and honestly fracking a lot just to be able to produce the quote unquote efficient or healthy option. Manufacturers are starting to offer more of hybrid options. So you have major manufacturers like Toyota that are offering a line of hybrids. So you have your Primes, you have your RAVs. Now they're even offering Camrys in a full hybrid. They're also offering Corollas in your full hybrid. A lot of other manufacturers are switching over in major, such as Porsche. Who else? Audi is also going full, or not full, but hybrid. They are offering full electric, but they're mostly manufacturers are trying to stay away because of those factors. Other key factors in not purchasing full EV also have to do with the fact of charging stations. Charging stations are very, very hard to find. So let me ask you, like, when you go on a trip, do you ever get stuck?
No.
No. How about you?
No.
So what a lot of people don't realize is that there are only certain charging stations that these cars are able to go to. So for example, if you drive a Tesla, you might only be able to charge at a Tesla station. If you drive I believe it's pronounced Rigeon, you might only be able to charge at their chargers. One real world example is we went on a trip to El Paso. It took us 8 hours to get up there, but realistically it took us 12 because we spent countless hours charging or trying to find charging stations. So going out of our way to find charging stations and then getting back on track. Not only do these charging stations take a while, sometimes you get there, they don't work. Sometimes they don't work on your car. That might be a major issue for you if you're with your family.
So when you went to these charging stations, do you have to pay more if it's not something that's with your car, or?
So they offer, on these charging stations, they offer adapters. You do have to pay to use those. Sometimes, again, they don't work at all. But it's really about finding ones that are fitting for your car. But another key factor is the fact that if you go home and you go home and you go home and all y'all decide to get on this, to plug in y'all's cars at night, it's really, really terrible for the environment as well. A major key point is the fact that people or manufacturers are trying to tell people that going full electric or plug-in is going to be the future. And so if you have a whole city that is coming home to plug in their cars after they get off their 9 to 5, it's very terrible for our power grid, and it causes a lot of issues. And unfortunately, our economy is not built to be able to handle that, and also with our everyday lives and situations.
So what you would tell us is that if someone went full electric, and say like we're here in Texas, we had that big old power outage during a winter storm, how would that affect your car? Would you be able to use a generator?
You wouldn't be able to use it. So if you have access to a generator, you would still be able to charge your car, but at the same time too, that might affect the charging rates. So because you're charging on a smaller, I guess what you could say is an amplifier, you wouldn't be able to get as much of a charge out of it. And then even then you risk killing your generator and also powering everything else in the house.
And depending on what kind of generator it is, it still could be gas.
Exactly. So all these key factors play a role into why I believe we should not be purchasing full electric vehicles. I think as a community, it's our goal to try to preserve the environment, try to do our best, and we have a major role to play. So I think if we all can step up together and purchase hybrids, we can genuinely make the world better. Thank you.